Hey there YouTube, MrLuBuFu here with, well, more Journey into Nick's spoilers. Well, as you can clearly see, Ajani, Mentor of Heroes, has been spoiled. Now, he is green-white this time, so he's not just the white or white-red that we've seen, so he's gone through another color shift. That was funnier in my head. Anyway, so we have a 5 mana Planeswalker, 3 colors, white-green. It starts out with 4 loyalty. That has 2+ abilities. The first one is distribute 3+1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. The other one is +1. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an aura, creature, or planeswalker card among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. And then -8 is just gain 100 life, just casually. So I kind of like him. He has no direct way to defend himself, which is kind of a troubling thing apart from his 5 loyalty. Which 5 loyalty might be enough, it might not. I don't really think so. But you never know. Like, this guy, I see a lot of, like, potential in him. Specifically, like, the Bant Walkers deck. It's a 2-of or something like that. Just because he can search through and find your Elspeths or your Jaces or, just get value from his second +1 ability. It is kind of funny how Elspeth makes 3+1/+1 or 3/1/1 counters, and Ajani can mentor them so they all get +1/+1 counters on each of them. Kinda cool. Um, I really like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's fun to play in Cube at least, and I look forward to putting this guy in there. Other than that, I'm not sure how much standard play he'll see. Again, there's just a lot of hate for a lot of cards. Ooh, okay. And next mythic that was spoiled, Sage of Hours, which is like a fun little rare. I don't think it's strong by any stretch of the imagination. It's a 1/1 for 2. At heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets it, put a +1/+1 counter, and remove all +1/+1 counters from it. For each 5 counters, take an extra turn. Now, because of this card, we actually do have a way to have infinite turns in Standard. It does involve this guy. It turns out with Ajani, Sage of Hours, and Borel of the Hullclade, you can have infinite turns. So now we have infinite turns with those ones, and we also have infinite mana with if you have 2 Kiora's followers and I think it's Illusionist Bracers in play. So you can have infinite turns and infinite mana, which part of me wants to make a janky, nowhere by any stretch of the imagination competitive tier 1 deck, but it seems kind of fun for me. So I might do that, I might brew with it a little bit just for funsies. Next we have Essen Tactics. So it's a colorless green instant that has Strive, which is a nice aggressively costed Strive cost of just green beyond each target, where it's any number of target creatures get +1/+1 and gain this creature fights another target creature. In this limited format, this card seems kind of very good. If you just have a bunch of heroic guys out, then you're like, target, target, target. Oh, look at all the counters I have now. And Plague Wind. That'd be fun. I see this card being quite powerful in limited. Just because, I mean, you had Prey Upon, which was always solid. And this is like Prey Upon, but at instant speed, gets +1/+1. And it seems like you get so much more value out of it. I like it. Not for Standard, though. Next, we have the finishing cycle of, I would say, like, it's not negative bestow, but drawback bestow creatures. So we already saw the black one in Felheim, or in the 2/1 Minotaur. Now we have Sightless Brawler, so it's a 2-mana 3/2, which is very aggressive. But the drawback is it can't attack alone. And then the bestow is the same exact thing. +3/+2 can't attack alone. So this sort of, like, in the article that it was spoiled and said, hey, look, if they just Voltron on one guy, you're like, I'll slap a Sightless Brawler on your one guy, and then they're sad. I don't know. I don't like this cycle, to be honest. Next, you have Crystalline Nautilus, which is my favorite of the cycle. It's a 3-mana 4/4, but whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. But its bestow cost 5 does the same thing. Now, what you can do with Crystalline Nautilus is, like, if you bestow it on one of their creatures, all of their now, pump spells and all that, they can't use them on that creature. However, this is already given it +4/+4. It is important to note that if you equip it onto or if you enchant it onto their creature dies, you get the Nautilus. Just making sure you guys know that. A lot of people get confuzzled. Again, I don't like this cycle, so I'm not going to talk much more about it. Moks is Warhound. It's 2-mana 2/2. It's a bear that attacks each turn if able. The bestow cost, it makes it +2/+2 and attacks each turn if able. That's a drawback. I don't know. This guy can be okay if you're able to put it onto like the 1/1 Sun Chaser from Born of the Gods and just make it a 3/3 flyer, because it has to attack anyway. But on an evasion guy, it seems fine. It's probably one of the better of the cycle. Spider Spine's a 3-mana 4/1 that has to block each turn if able, and then +4/+1 and blocks if able. Meh. Again, I'm just disappointed by this whole cycle. I don't like it. And the fact they're all uncommons too means they're taking up a lot of premier slots. And then lastly, we have the spoiled art and cards for Temple of Epiphany, which is almost the same art. Like, it reminds me of Lightning Storm from the previous set. And then Temple of Malady. But there you go, the last two of these Skylands. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Keep your eyes open for more spoiler videos. And, yeah. Thank you guys for watching.